Okay. The nice part about this is it's going to be very easy to operate. How many of you have Facebook? 1, 2, 3. Almost everyone has Facebook. Okay. How easy is Facebook to use? Not easy? Is it too hard?
It's the basics, but I know there's a lot to it in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just do maybe 1/4, but I think there's a lot to it in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reason is because I also heard it from him before, so it's not just like opening up something where you can basic, but there's so much to it on Facebook. Like I said, I learned it from you.
They're all coming in now.
I thought you were.
Turn it back off so they can see.
I went to the Imperial Pioneer. There's an office.
Oh, over there.
Yeah, and I was like,
Sorry.
My fault.
I compliment to Johnson. The reason that I'm here is because he's he has marketed himself through web pages and X, and I only come because he's gonna be lecturing the class. If I would have been somebody else, then I will not be interested because I don't know what I'm, but I already seen him. So it's like we're like you were saying, if we don't market ourselves, we are just like in the dark.
Yep.
Right?
Welcome to the 21st century. You have to be online.
Yes.
It's like you probably heard about guys when the internet just started and they made millions of dollars making a website and doing these things. Your blog is that new website now. Okay. The benefit of it with a blog now versus your traditional website is you don't have to call an IT guy and pay thousands of dollars for him to update it. You can pretty much do everything yourself once the template is done. That make sense? Okay, so it's going to take a little bit of work to get it started. Okay, in part 1 we're going to cover just the very basics. The next seminar I'll do will be going into real detail on how to fine-tune everything. Okay, I don't want to confuse you. I just want to get you really kind of just rolling. Okay, so it may not look real pretty from the beginning. Okay, but you'll at least be able to get everything rolling as far as being able to write pages, write your blog. Okay, and get people to start finding you. Another great reason why a blog is probably the hub for it is because it can be very easily found in Google. Okay, that's the #1 thing that I strive for with internet marketing is I need to have high rank. If you Google my name, I can be found on 100 different websites, but the #1 thing that will pop up first is probably going to be Facebook because they're bigger than my website. But after that should probably be my website. It's on the top page. Okay, and that's what you want. You don't want them finding other external things that aren't you. You want them finding your source of information. Okay. So any questions before we get started?
You mentioned that name recognition is very important and crucial in this business. When you have same last name with like many
all the big
people,
ones?
Yeah. How do you manage to aid someone to kind of guide you to your name?
If someone had the same exact name as mine, as long as they weren't doing the things I was doing, I would still beat them.
Okay. So it will be by the things that you do.
Exactly. Exactly. There could be 1,000. Let's see your name here. Edwin Jacintos. I don't think there's too many, but if there are, that's fine. There's not too many people doing this, and there's probably even fewer of the same exact name doing the exact same thing you are. Very few people. Okay, so if you have a generic name, it might be a little bit tougher, but realistically, it's not. There's only a handful of people that are really utilizing the internet today. Everyone's hand here, it's not up because they're not utilizing it.
What's the difference between a blog and a website?
A blog, okay, I'll kind of get into it, but the main difference is the blog you can really update it all yourself. A website, you would have to know coding and you would have to call your IT guy to really do it. I mean, I know how to do it because I've trained myself to learn how to do that stuff. And coming from building websites, because I knew all that stuff, to a blog, it's pretty much you just plug and play. Everyone here has a smartphone. Everyone download apps. It's about that simple. If you can download apps to your smartphone and you can make a Word document, that's pretty much everything that you really need to know how to do. And it's not exactly the same, but it's very similar, and you'll see as I go through this. Okay. So again, your blog is your centerpiece. All right, so here's the agenda. So the first two items: buy your hosted WordPress account and install WordPress on your server. I'm going to skip that part of this. I'm going to email you all a video so we can dive right into the content. Okay, that process takes about 5 minutes to do it. It is very simple. I recommend all of you to use HostGator as your service provider for this. Okay, and it's like, I want to say it's like $5 a month to have the service. It's very cheap. Okay, very. HostGator. Yeah, HostGator.com. And you can just pick on their economy plan. I think it's like, honestly, it's like $3 or $4 a month. It's very cheap. You get one domain with it, which is all you really need. And let anyone here have multiple domains that they're marketing? You do? Okay. If you are marketing multiple, I would recommend transferring them all over from who you currently have it with, unless you're happy with their service. I just like HostGator. They're really easy to work with. And then you can do, I think it's like $8 or $9 a month, and you get unlimited domains. Okay, don't quote me on that, but I think that's how they have it. I only use one, so it's not too big of a deal. But if you have multiple for different marketing things, that'll probably be the option you want to take advantage of. Okay, and again, I'll show you how to install WordPress on there. It's very simple on how to install it on your server. Okay. Big thing that we're going to cover is the overview of the dashboard. Okay, after you install WordPress on your server, you're going to have a dashboard. Everyone knows what a dashboard kind of looks like. It's like the home screen of your iPhone. Okay, you have 25 apps on, or 16 apps on the screen. That would basically be your dashboard. Okay, you have an app to call, for mail, whatever. You're going to have the same thing in your blog. Okay, in your dashboard. Next, I'm going to be explaining the themes and the importance of them and kind of what different ones there are. Okay, plugins. I know this sounds all like rocket science right now, but plugins are your apps. Okay, and then how to create your first blog post and how to create a page, and I'll differentiate between the two of them because they are completely different. Ready to get started? Don't get too excited now. All right, so I'm going to do this on the live side of my screen now. Okay, so this is what your dashboard looks like. Can you all see that? I might need a... Oops. That's not it. Is that better?
Yeah,
okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So basically all you're really ever going to be using is on the left-hand side of your screen. There's your dashboard, there's your posts where you make new posts, and as you install these plugins, more of these options will pop up. Okay. Listings, you can add new listings. Agents, this one I don't use, so don't worry about that one. Media is where you can add photos. Links is where you can add new links, okay, and make new pages with those links. Again, pages, which I'll get into. You'll have your comment system. Okay, that's another great reason why you want a blog, is you want people to interact with it. Okay, just like Facebook, you write a blog post or Facebook post and they like it and they write back to you. You want the same thing on your blog. Okay, the more interaction you have with your clients, this way, the higher in the search results you pop up. Okay, so you always want that. Contact, this is for contact forms, so people can contact you through your pages. You don't have to make some crazy thing. It's real simple and easy to do, which this is the stuff I'll be talking about on the next class and how to do all these plugins. Okay, Genesis, this is the theme that I use currently right now, and I'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, Appearance is where you can adjust some of these, the theme, your widgets, which again are your plugins, and I'll get into that. And this is where you can install your new plugins. Okay, and again, think of this as like your apps. Okay, so like if you want a mortgage calculator, or you want a pop-up on your website, or you want a search tool so they can look at properties, these are all things you'll be installing through this application right here. If you have a team of agents, you can also assign users. This is really good if you have a large team, okay, because then you can let other people write posts to your blog for you, and you can assign them names. So I can have myself, and when my wife comes over here to start working, I can have her start writing her own stuff. So now there's two voices on our blog that are talking versus just one, right? Two different approaches. We write completely different, so people are going to interact differently with each post, which will be good. You want some differences in your stuff. Okay. These are some more plugins. So Real Estate, Optima Express is an IDX. Everyone know what that is? Internet Data Exchange, that's where your listings, they can search for listings on your website. Okay. Pop-up domination, I like pop-ups. Okay, they're very good at being able to get people's email addresses. One thing that you want that's a huge part of my marketing is emails. Okay, being able to email people on a monthly, weekly basis is crucial to your success. I would say it's probably about 30% of the pie for online marketing. It's very big. Okay, most people, like I said, aren't ready to buy right now. They're ready to buy in 3 to 6 months, especially with internet leads. So you need to continually farm them. Okay, what better way than email marketing? You don't have to call them. You don't really have to do anything. You just put them on a drip campaign, and it's done. It's on autopilot. You had a question, Peter?
I do, yeah. Starting with real estate on the left side. Everything below that, that's all apps? Or
I'm going to get into all the plugins. I'm going to get into all the... Yeah, you'll be writing all these down so that you guys can go through it. PowerPress you don't have to worry about unless you want to get really technical like myself, and I have an iTunes podcast, okay? Shareaholic, this is for something I'll show you on the website where they'll be able to share to their favorite websites like Facebook and Twitter or Google Plus or whatever they're using. They'll be able to share all your information. That sounds pretty good, right? Gives you the opportunity for your information to go viral. Okay. You can also, with that plugin, you'll be able to track everything as well. Okay, so you'll be able to see who's sharing it, who's liking it, how many people are actually looking at it. So it's really crucial. This is a simple real estate pack. This is just some basic tools for you if you want them. Okay, so you can get mortgage calculators, mortgage rates put on your website. You can get a Yelp little bar put on your website. You can have a walk score. Everyone knows what that is. Okay, walk score is where they can rate the property. This works for properties that I would say are particularly well, like in Long Beach or LA. Okay, because a lot of people that are moving into these areas, they're probably more in tune with the nightlife, and Long Beach and Los Angeles has a lot of nightlife, and they'll be able to say, okay, if I buy a property right here, how far is it to walk to the downtown area, like LA Live or down on 2nd Street? How far away am I? And they use that stuff. It does everything from public transportation, even schools that is on there, so it's really good. Okay. You don't need to really have what's up. That's just for if you want to track your visitors online at that moment. You don't have to have it anymore, so I've actually stopped using it because Google Analytics now does it for you by the day per hour. So you can see what the key times are. And then SEO, this takes all the hard work out of you having to configure how to make the right blog post. Okay, it's going to tell you what you're missing and what you need. Right? It's going to be an instant grade checker for you. So if you're going to be going back to school every post that you write, it's going to say, it'll give you a green line for it's good, or a green dot if it's good, a yellow one means it needs a few corrections, and a red one means you need to just pretty much rewrite the whole thing over. It's in bad condition. Okay, because there's a lot of steps involved with SEO to make it really indexable by Google. So that's a dashboard. Seem too complicated? Not yet? Alright, so themes. So you want to write these two down, whichever one you want to use, or you can use other ones. It's completely up to you. These are the two themes that I've used. Thesis was the theme that I used previously. This is the skin of your website. This is the look and feel of it. Okay, this is how it's going to be presented. And I'll show you what mine looks like here in a second. The one I use now is AgentPress. The only reason why I now use it is because the IDX that I use is not supported on Thesis. I loved Thesis. It was very easy to use, but it doesn't support, or sorry, my search provider for the MLS does not work on it. So I had to change it, and this was the best one that I found. There are other ones out there that are available that are free. Both of these are paid. Thesis, I want to say, is like $80, and AgentPress is, I think, $100. Okay, so these will cost you a little bit of money. They're a one-time fee, but it takes all the hard work out for your website. Okay, it makes it really easy for you to have a really polished look for a very minimal price. You know, good-looking websites. Like, anyone done Z57 or anything like that? You have? How much is Z57 to sign up? Like 1,000, right? Yeah. And then what, 100 a month, something like that?
Yeah, I'm doing 129 a month.
Yeah. Okay, so, and that's for a top-tier website. Yeah. Okay. Craig Proctor, I don't know how much the sign-up fee is with theirs, but I think those are $300 a month if you want one of their websites. So it gets very expensive if you want a top-tier website, and this is how you'll be able to do it for very cheap. You'll have to put in some elbow grease, but it's the best way to do it. Okay, so I'll show you really quick what my website already looks like if you don't know what it looks like. And this is Agent Press. Okay, so this still isn't complete yet. Even mine is never going to be, your website's never going to be done. It's always going to be under constant construction or renovation, just like your house. Okay, but this is basically what it can look like. So up on top, this is my Yelp bar. Anyone here have a Yelp account or have their business on it? Highly recommend that you get it. I know we all like reviews. Yelp is a great way for you to be able to pick up on a niche market. Okay, a lot of the younger crowd that's coming in buying homes, they're using this program to review potential agents for them that they want to buy with or that they want to sell with. Okay, you can get a lot of great stuff out of it. So having a good reputation online is beneficial for your business. Yes, sir.
What's the name of it?
Yelp, Y-E-L-P, Yelp.com. It's a place. Ever heard of Angie's List? You've seen the commercials, right? So this is basically like that, except it's much more social. Okay. Yelp is where you can send your clients, hey, I want you to go here and write a nice review about me. Okay, they can rate your business, you can put your address on there, add photos, you can do whatever you want, but it's all for businesses. Okay, it's a great way for you to get exposure because you can leverage these reviews to help you harness more clients. Realistically, I should have more. On Truly, I have 30 reviews. On Yelp, I only have 4. Why? I don't know, but I would prefer all of them to be on Yelp because it's much more tangible for people to use than Truly or Zillow or Realtor.com. It just gets confusing. If you use one source, it'll be much easier for you. Okay. With Agent Press, you're allowed 2 navigation menus. So you can have one up on top, one down here at the bottom. You can change this out to however you want. Okay, this might take you a little bit of coding, or you might have your graphics designer do something like that. Okay, but you can do this very simply. This right here is one of the plugins. So as you add your own listings, I just kind of call them my pocket listings that are inside my office for all my listings. As you add each individual listing, they'll be added to this right here. So I didn't have to know any code to do this. This automatically happens on its own. Okay, as soon as I put it to start. So it'll flash through all of my listings on a continual basis. This right here, they can also search for any of my pocket listings that I have here in my office. Okay. If you want to find out how much your home is worth, you can copy this from the Agent Press website, the demo site, and use this. I thought it looked really good, so I copied that and used that there so that if they click on it, I think it goes to my external website. Yeah, this goes to my other website where they can get an automated home analysis right there on the spot. Okay, it's up to you if you want to use something like that. That cost me about $1,000 a month to have that. Completely up to you, but it's all automated. Okay, and that's something completely separate. Again, you can put your pocket listings on here again. You can showcase them. And then communities, this is where I need some improvement. Communities is where you want to talk about areas that you're looking to sell at. Okay, you want to be the expert. My website is going to be centralized on Fullerton. Okay, that's going to be it. So I'm going to talk about the north side of Fullerton, the south side, the downtown area. I'm going to have these different little pockets in there to be the expert. How many of you agree if you owned one city, you sold 80% of the business in that city, would you be successful? How successful would you be?
Very successful.
How much money do you think if you did 80% of the sales in Downey? Everyone loves Downey, right? If you did 80% of the sales in Downey, how much would you make?
$3-4 million.
Easy, right?
Easy.
So why do we all focus on 20 or 30 cities? We only need to focus on one. Okay? All your efforts need to be focused and down into one individual city. You need, yes, you're going to sell real estate in other cities and other counties, but you need to focus on just the one. And this is not just for this. This goes for everything. Okay, you need to have deep market penetration if you want to be successful. Okay.
That's true.
Look at all the big brands that are out there and see how they do it, and that's kind of how you want to copy your business. If you look at Apple or you look at Coca-Cola, why are they so successful? Why is Apple the #1 company every year compared to HP or compared to Microsoft or compared to Google? They both have the same everything. Why are they the ones? Or why is Coca-Cola rated 7 out of 10 versus Pepsi? Right? Those are things to think about. That's how you need to think about your mindset for your business. Okay? And down here you can add some additional, these are called blog roles where you can add them also. I have a buyer blog, right? So I talk about all stuff for buyers. Things that qualify, down payment assistance programs that are coming out, certain things with the area. So, seller's corner, I'm talking about my new listings that are popping up on the market, and kind of like for sell by owner tips, you got to kind of teach them before they're ready to buy. If somebody comes up to you in the store or you go on a car lot, what do they immediately do? They run up to you and try to sell you the car. And what do you say? No, I'm just looking. I don't want to talk to anyone. And when you're done looking at the car or whatever you're doing and you like it, now you're ready to buy because you let them educate themselves. And that's what the whole purpose of this is. You're going to give them all the information that they need, just enough to the point where they say, hey, you know what, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Let's give him a call so he can explain all this to us. Okay? And then I also have another one for foreclosure prevention. And I also have one, since I own the office, for the agents. Okay, so I have 4 different categories that I talk about. Okay, you can go into more detail, but that's just how I've done it. On the right hand side, you can also add, this is like your pick of the week for properties. I just always want to keep showcasing my own listings. Okay, I want to sell them myself as best as I can. So you can add this in there. This is another plugin that you can add. And then this is another plugin called Pretty Pinterest Pins. This is something that I just started to use. Pinterest is another social media account, okay, that you can upload photos of your listings. Great reason why you want to use it. It's becoming very popular with everyone out there right now, and a lot of the big real estate guys are taking advantage of it, being able to get new buyers and new listings out of it because it ranks really high in Google. How does it work? If somebody types in an address and it showed up on your Pinterest account, could they find you? Right? How many of you have a listing right now, and if you Googled the address, Realtor.com or Trulia would be the #1 things that pop up? How beneficial is that for your business if that shows up as the first result? 0.
Very first.
It's
Well, I'm sure I didn't quite understand that.
just think, if you're on Realtor.com or Trulia or Zillow, if you search on there, where is the listing agent's name and phone number? It's not there.
It's not there.
It's not there. The brokerage name is the only thing that's there with the license number. They have 3 other agents that paid for that spot to be right next to your listing, so they're taking advantage of your listing. This is why you need to have your own website to rank high, okay? Because every listing I get, I rank higher than Trulia or Zillow or Realtor.com or Redfin. Okay, it's automatic. It's not going to last forever because I'm not big enough, but for the first 90 days, my listing on my website will be the #1 search result. Is that beneficial? Because you only need 2 weeks, right? Probably not even that. If you can't sell it in 1 day, you're a bad agent.
Or you don't have the right listing.
The right seller. But everything right now, am I wrong? If you take a listing today for the right prices, it's sold by the end of the day.
Yes.
Do you have an offer?
Yes.
It's guaranteed. Okay, it doesn't even have to be special. It just has to be in the right area for an average price. It's going to sell.
Anything, Johnson, that you put out there, if it's not a house, a rental, if it's not listed right, we'll keep them away. But if you list it, like you said, if it's listed right, sells.
That's it. So that's what you want to have. Okay, so everyone kind of like this?
Yes.
Okay, down at the bottom you can add some more things as well, but this is the average look. Okay, or not the average look. This is the look that you probably want. My old website, let me see if it's still up. And this is just so you can see the difference. Okay, this is my old website. If it loads, it might be down now, but it's still there. Okay, so this is what my old website looked like. Okay, a little bit different feel, a little bit different look. Okay, I have much more compliments now on the site that I have because it's much more in tune with real estate versus just all of my blog posts and kind of what's going on. This was a little bit more muddy compared to what Agent Press does. Okay, it's more geared for selling. So, but again, you can look at both of them. The one I have that's running all the time is Excellence RE Homes, which is on my business card if you don't have it. And my old one was the excellenceduo.com. Okay, but again, you can see everything on there. And this is Thesis. Sorry, hang on a second. Lost my. There we go. All right, so you want to learn how to install a theme? Okay. Which one do you think you like better?
Which one?
Which
I
one
don't
do you like?
Either of them. They both suck. Just kidding. He's my broker. I give him a hard time. I like the second one better.
So I think you have AgentPress too.
Right.
I take constructive criticism. I had a client actually tell me, I don't like your website, you need to change it. And that was probably right about the time that I changed my website. I was already going to change it, but hearing that, I was like, I got to do it now.
What was your answer when they told you that?
Thank you for the honest opinion. It was a guy. He was Pakistani. He was a developer. Yeah. So he was like, oh, it's this and that. I'm like, I did it myself. I mean, this is as best as I can do. He says, you did good by yourself, but you need improvement. And I said, okay. So, but now this is the new step to improving it much more. Well, he's a good client. He's buying for $500,000, so I let him talk. The only person that's ever told me anything is him and Mike. Those are the only people that have ever told me anything that I need to improve. But that's it. So if you want to install a theme, so you're always going to have one. No matter what for your website, you're going to have a theme. It's just which one you want. Okay? Those are the two that I recommend more now towards AgentPress just because of its functionality and its purpose. It's more geared for selling, and it works with all the plugins, especially the search tool. Okay? So you're going to want to write this down. On the appearance, you're going to hover over that, and then another pop-up menu is going to happen. I'll widen this a little bit. You'll go to themes. And as you buy this theme, it's going to come to you. You're going to download it. It's going to be a zipped file, okay, .zip. Okay, you're not going to have to do anything with it. You're just going to click on Install Themes. And you're going to click on Upload. And everyone knows how to do this, right? It's like attaching an email. You're going to find the file, upload it, it's done. Okay, very simple. Good with that part? And again, this is all being recorded, so don't worry if you feel like you're getting lost, because it's all being recorded. All right. So plugins, let me open this up a little bit wider. You guys all read that? Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, so you want to write all these down, and I'll explain all of them and kind of what they do. AgentPress listings. This is for all of your listings that you have. Okay, I'm going to talk about a plugin that will allow you to do all this stuff kind of automatically, but if you want that picture on the top that scrolls, and if you want to be able to showcase your listings privately, you're going to need to download this plugin. It's called AgentPress Listings. Okay. The next one you'll have to do is AgentPress Listings, Taxonomy, and Reorder. This sounds a little bit confusing, but basically all it's going to allow you to do is you'll be able to add new fields for them to be able to search. Remember the little search bar on the right hand side? Okay, what are some terms? For sale, under contract, sold, 0 to 100,000, 100 to 200,000, so price we got right. Location, Norwalk, Downey, Pico Rivera, Santa Fe Springs, whatever, you got that. What's another one? Short sale, rehab, standard sale, probate. So you can add these different terms and you can reorder them the way you want. Okay, so that's what that plugin is going to be used for. Akismet, I did not make that name up. That's a real name. That's a plugin out there. It automatically comes with WordPress. You just have to register with their website. It's absolutely free, and this is going to help your blog avoid getting a bunch of spam. Okay, your blog is going to get a lot of spam because all the spammers out there are attacking blogs to get their pages ranked higher. Okay, there's something out there I'll talk about in the next class. Basically called backlinking, and I'll talk about the importance of that, but that's the reason why they're doing it, for backlinks. Okay, category order, again a taxonomy terms order. This is so you can rank the different pages. So if you want the order of your categories to go home buyer, home seller, foreclosure, and different, or however order you want, whatever other tabs you want, you can rearrange them however you want instead of just ascending to descending on how you created it. Make sense? Also in there you'll be able to do the subcategories as well. So you can do home buyer, you can put first time home buyers, move up home buyers, investment, investors, flippers. So you can have different categories for each and every single one, and you can reorder those as well within that category. Okay. The other one is contact form 7. Okay, Contact Form 7 is just a simple tool for you to be able to make your own contact forms. You just tell the form what you want, and you would just apply it. And it's going to give you code that you just copy and paste. It's very simple. Again, all these I'll be talking about in the next class. I'm just letting you know the importance of them right now. Okay, discuss comment system. You have to write it exactly how that's spelled. You'll have to create another free account for that. This is going to allow your users to be able to log into your website with their Facebook or Twitter account or Google Plus account, whatever social media accounts that they have. They'll be able to automatically do it. You don't have to know any, real hard coding to do this. It automatically will do it for you. Okay. So people can go to my website right now, and I do it all the time. I write on my own blog for my Facebook account talking about all the events or whatever I have coming up. It writes on there. It automatically goes back to my Facebook account. So now it just went from being just on one site to now being on 5,000 friends pages. Okay. That gives you the opportunity for your stuff to go viral. Lost yet? He is. He's like, I'm out of here. It'll get a lot easier. Don't worry. Okay. Genesis latest tweets and widgets. Okay, this is if you have a Twitter account and you want to be able to showcase your Twitter feed, you can do that. Okay, Twitter is probably much more widely used by the younger generation, so I'd highly advise you to start getting onto it. Even myself, I'm starting to use it more and more. It is a lot quicker, and all this stuff may sound confusing, but you have to start taking advantage of all the things that are online. Okay, Facebook and Twitter are your number one things, and Google Plus is the new one that's coming out.
There's a new one.
Instagram? I've never heard of that.
It's something where
It's a blue one. It's kind of like Instagram, but I have it.
it's something new that just
For photos, basically, photo sharing?
I'm not even sure about that. I know that the photo, but then there's like something that shows like the street, like a road. See something on that path or something.
Okay.
I'll find out.
I'll have to take a look at that. I've never seen that one yet. Okay, the next one you're going to take a look at is Genesis Simple Hooks. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit more advanced for most of you because this is where you can insert some of your special coding that you want to have. But if you have an IT guy or probably your graphics designer can do this for you as well. If you need to insert some special code, usually they can create this for you so you can insert it to where you need it to be. Genesis slider is where the properties were on top of the page sliding across. It's basically that banner. You'll be able to upload them into there. Okay. Your Google Analytics dashboard. So instead of having to go directly into Google Analytics, you'll be able to see it on your WordPress site. Okay. Everyone knows what Google Analytics is? Okay. Google Analytics. How crucial is it to be able to track your performance? Extremely important. It's probably the most important thing next to actually doing the work. Okay. So this is what's going to be able to help you track your progress and track your performance.
As far as like how many viewers.
How many viewers, what
traffic
key.
flow.
Exactly. So say you're doing, like I do Craigslist. So when I post on Craigslist, I have all my ads go back to my website. Now back on my website, I can track their performance. So I can see, hey, they came from Craigslist. I got 50 people today from Craigslist. And when they got here, half of them stayed. Okay. And out of those half, 25% of them stayed on my website for 5+ minutes. So I can see every single thing that they're doing to continually improve my website. Okay, without knowing that information, you're just shooting in the dark. You're not going to know what you're hitting or how effective you're being. Okay? Yes, sir?
When they go back to your website, you may go back to the contact page, right?
No, I'm sending them directly to my search page.
Okay.
They're going to go directly to my... That's what they're looking for. They're looking for a place to search for properties. And
Property search page.
exactly. Yes, that's where you want them to go because they're going to really be able to interact there. That's where you can start picking up a lot of your leads.
Is it vital to have properties up there that are actually listed? I mean, if you have a couple that are already, if they're going so quick now, if you have a few up there that are not, they're already sold, that's okay, right? As long as there's a couple that are...
I would still advertise my sold listings too because you might get people that are wanting to sell their property, might be looking at Craigslist to see what the area is going for. They can go back to yours. You just never know. Sellers are tougher to find online, but it could happen.
There's a lot of them on like Trulia and whatnot. Some of those are not all for sale. A lot of them sold, right?
Yeah.
They are. They're just still paying for them.
Well, a lot of that stuff, they're at least 30 days behind what we are.
Really?
Yeah, all those sites are at least 30 days behind.
Okay.
It's
It's
you know,
fun.
you know what, I don't like using. I mean, when all my listings syndicate from the MLS, but I have accounts with all three of them to go in there and change all the information.
How do you do unlisted properties?
I'm sorry.
On the site, how would you do unlisted properties? Same thing, just no link to the MLS.
On here, I'd put all the information myself. I'd upload all the pictures. I'd input my virtual tour. I'd go to Google Maps and drop a map of the property on there. I mean, I do it all myself.
Do you ever use Pinterest for unlisted properties?
I would, yeah.
You would, okay.
Why not? I do it for properties I'm going to show. Someone buys a property. Hey, show this property in Fullerton. Looks like a good buy. Or, whatever the case is. I'm always doing that stuff. Okay, Great Real Estate. That's a plugin that's going to give you a couple simple tools just for real estate. Okay. jQuery Lightbox for native galleries is a nice little thing where they click on a picture and it pops up into a nice little slideshow. So if you have 30 pictures for your property, it'll make a nice slideshow for them. Okay, and it just makes it look prettier. And that's the goal of this whole thing, is to make your site look like a premium $1,000 website for a fraction of the cost. Mortgage loan calculator. This is the very nice tool that you can use. Okay, it does all the amortization, shows them exactly what the payments are. They can enter in the interest rate and all that. You can also have predefined things as well. Very nice for people that are looking to buy. They see a property that's listed for $300,000. What do they want to know? What's the payment? Right? So being able to provide that to them right there on the front. Of course, it's an estimate, but at least they'll have a general idea of what it is, and it'll help you get better quality leads. Okay. Optima Express IDX plugin. Okay, this is a paid plugin that you have to pay for, one-time setup fee and monthly. Okay, this is directly linked into your MLS. This is where they can search for properties that are directly coming out of your MLS. They can find active, pending, backup, and sold, even if they're on hold. I think it does every status that's out there. They can search for it. Okay, it's a $100 setup fee, and I think it's $50 or $60 a month. I'm not too sure, but I know it's about that much. It's the best one out there, and here's the main reason why I love using it. It has all the features that all the expensive ones make you pay multiple things for. Okay, it has it all in one. Number two, it's very indexable by Google. So let's just say you have 10 buyers searching for property all in Norwalk. Okay, and let's say they do a couple hundred searches, and let's just say that particular listing shows up about 500 or 600 times. Okay, now on your website, you're making these 500 or 600 pages automatically. Okay, so you're constantly adding new content without you having to do anything. Zero work. Your clients are doing it all for you. Okay, and if they're clicking on individual listings and looking at more of them, it tracks that too. So it's going to say, okay, these 10 buyers looked at these 100 homes on Norwalk, and this particular home in Norwalk was clicked on 15 times by each user as every search result came up.
Is it like a widget?
It's a widget. You'll be able to just drag and drop it. It's real simple. But what it does is it'll help you rank higher. Anyone ever heard of the Red Wagon team? Okay, the Red Wagon team is probably the best internet real estate marketing team out there right now. They're right here in Long Beach. If you Google their website, or if you look for properties, they're one of the top search results for almost every single property that's out there. Okay, or at least in their area. And it's not even their listing.
What do they mean?
redwagonteam.com. Not even their listing, and they're showing up high.
Is
What?
that the twins?
I don't know if they're no. The twins are someone else. They're at KW Coastal Properties, I think, right?
The twins?
Yeah, young kids, right?
Yeah,
Like 20, probably like 27 now, right?
they dominate the Long Beach area.
Young
Yeah.
kids, excuse me, how old
26.
are you?
I'm younger. No, I think they're younger than me, actually. Well, actually, maybe not. I don't know. I forget. I did some things in their office, but I don't know how young they are. But I know
want to
they're
know
good.
Who they are. I keep on trying to figure out who they are, but because I know they do a lot of stuff on Google. I mean, on YouTube. So I've been wanting to YouTube them. So.
Google Pick?
Well, go to the pics, when you research it on the team, and the pics and see if
That's not what they're called, though. They're not the Red Wagon team. The Red Wagon team is an older couple, I think. The wife, from what I know, the wife sells all the real estate, but the husband's the internet geek. So he's the one that's putting all the back work in on the site, and she's the one selling everything. So it's a perfect tandem. But yeah, again, you always want to be able to have this because you just don't want to sell your listings. You want to sell everyone's listings. And if you can rank on the top search result for somebody else's listing, why not take the glory? Okay, it's their mistake. They're not taking advantage of all the stuff that they can use. Okay, pop-up domination. This is another paid plugin. Okay, I want to say this one is like about $100 for this one-time fee. But this allows you to create custom pop-ups for every single person. So you can have a pop-up for buyers, you can have a pop-up for sellers, you can have a pop-up for sell by owners, you can have a pop-up for every single thing that you could think of. You can have unlimited pop-ups, and they're all going to be different. Okay. Again, you always want to have sign-ups. That's the main thing that you want to be able to do, is attract buyers, attract sellers, and have them sign up. Okay. A lot of people forget to do it because they're not prompted to. Okay. When somebody tells you to buy, you're more likely to buy now, or you're more likely to sign up versus if you just left in your own hands to do it. Okay, it's like when you come into your team meetings and your broker's on fire explaining how the market is and how easy it is to go out there and sell and this and that. Do you feel energized and excited to go out there and do it, or do you feel dull and boring afterwards? Usually you're like, yeah, you know what, this makes sense. I got to go out there and do it. And 30 days later, we're tired again, and we got to come back to the team meeting and get re-energized. Okay. This is that one thing to keep them saying, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Okay, pretty Pinterest pins, I showed you that. This is for your listings that you have that are just pictures that you take of other people's listings as you're out and about. I just do it to kind of keep a track record for myself. And it also works really well for my SEO on my listings. Okay, so you can rank higher again in the search results. Really simple CAPTCHA. This is another great way for you to be able to eliminate spam from your blog. Sorry. Ever see those codes where it says enter the key code 76 whatever? This will be able to do it for your website. Very simple and easy to do. Shareaholic. This is where you can share again all your pages or blog posts, whatever, to Facebook and Twitter. Okay. Here's the next page. Simple Real Estate Pack is another small plugin that gives you some more tools. Okay, WordPress SEO. This again is a grade checker for all your blog posts and your pages. Okay, it's going to tell you if it's a good blog post, bad one, or it really needs some attention. Okay, the next one, WP Hide Post. Anyone here have a custom landing pages for just one particular thing? No. Okay, if you're doing custom landing pages, this is going to work great for you, just because it gives you the opportunity to hide certain things from the top of your website. Okay, they can only get to it if they have that link, basically. They won't be able to find it. Okay, the Yelp bar, again, this is being able to show you that bar that I had on top of my website. It says 5 stars with 4 reviews. This is going to be able to give you that. And yet another related post plugin showcases, I believe it's 4 additional blog posts that are related to what they're already reading. Okay, so if they're reading about, you know, a particular property in Long Beach, it's going to showcase another 4 listings that are probably related to Long Beach or in the nearing area. Okay, so it keeps them always in the loop. If they're looking for information about down payment assistance, it's going to show them probably information if you have a blog post on FHA, right? Because they're very similar. Okay, got all these down? Again, in the second class, I'm going to be showing how to install all of these and how to make them all work. Let me get some water here. So blog post versus page, you can read that if you want, or if you want to write it down so you have it so you know the difference. Okay. So blog post versus a page, basically they are the same thing. It's the same setup for both. Okay. The main difference is the post is where you're really blogging. Okay, that's where you're talking about a new listing. That's where you're talking about, you know, a new school that just opened up in Downey, or a new restaurant that just opened up. I mean, Downey's on fire right now with all the stuff in that little downtown area with Porto's and the Fish House and Yogurt Lands there now. So you could be talking about one of these new places every single day. Well, that's not important, right? Because I sell real estate. It's very important. If you are the expert for Downey and you're trying to market only Downey, which you should be doing, or not just Downey, but wherever your market's at, you need to be the expert. So if you can talk about things that only people that really know the area would know, you're going to be that expert. You're going to be the person that that buyer or seller calls versus somebody else that gives out generic information, right? When you go to a listing presentation, do you talk about what everyone does, or you talk about what you can do for them? You talk about your selling points, okay? That's what you need to do. You need to be able to differentiate. Again, your pages, they're just going to stay there all the time. They're never going to show up on your blog roll where I showed on the bottom of the page. They're just going to be there right on top. Okay, that's like your home page. You can have a home page link, a contact us page. Maybe if you have multiple locations, you can put that on there. So you can add certain things. They're never going to change. They're always going to stay the same. Okay. And now it's time to get into writing this. So you guys ready? Okay. Don't get too excited. Okay, so we're in WordPress. You're logged in. So on posts, okay, this is where you're going to be talking about a new listing you just got, okay, or a new restaurant that's opened up in your favorite area. You could be talking about a new major league, or sorry, not major league, but like a new softball team that's formed, or soccer, or whatever. Whatever's going on in your area that you're focusing on, this is where you're going to talk about it. Okay? So under post, you're going to click on add new. And this is where you're going to go all the time to be able to get all this stuff, or sorry, to be able to write all these new things that you're going to be talking about. Can you see that pretty well? Okay. So this is the top part of it. This is what it's really going to look like. So where my cursor's at, what do you think that is?
Your subject.
That's your subject. So what do you want your subject to be?
What you're talking about.
Catchy, right? You need it to be something that people can instantly relate to as soon as they see it. Right? So if you're talking about a new restaurant, you can say, this restaurant is on fire, great seafood. Or you need something that really catches their attention, right? You need something that's going to work. Okay. Then down in here is where you start writing. So it's very simple. This gives you the same functionality kind of as your Word, as a Word document.
Can you put a picture of whatever you're talking about?
Exactly. So right here up on top, add media. So media, pictures, right? So you can come in here and you can upload pictures. Okay, so I'll just upload this one for fun. Oops. Okay. So we'll click on one picture right here, right? If you needed to upload one, you could go through the upload. But if you already have them in here, you can just simply click on one. On the right hand side, it's going to give you all the information. So always what you're going to want to do, if you are adding pictures to a blog post or a page, you're always going to give it a title. What's the title? It's the same title as your subject line. Okay, you want everything to match up. Everything, needs to match up. This is what Google is looking for when they rank you. Because if you're talking about, what's a good restaurant in Downey? What is it? Mambo Grill. Mambo Grill, okay. Great restaurant, Mambo Grill. I give it 5 stars. Right? So you're going to put that right here on this. You're going to put Mambo, same subject line, right, on the title. Caption, you're going to leave blank because it's going to give it exactly what it says, a caption for that. You don't need to do that. Okay, your alternate text, you have to have this. This is what's going to appear if they have images turned off. Okay, probably not a popular item that is on computers right now, but just in case, you'll be able to pertain to that crowd as well. And then description, you'll also want to copy and paste the same thing. So whatever's in the top is going to be there, here, and here, in those 3 spots.
So it's title.
Title, alt text, and description. Now underneath it, it's going to say attachment display settings. And it's going to give you alignment. I like my pictures all to be left aligned. And you can link the file. Okay, I don't want them to be able to click on the file on the picture to make it bigger or anything, or you might. But typically on my main photo, I don't want that, so I put none. Okay, but if you wanted them to be able to click on it, you would just put media file, and it would open up. Okay. And then the size, It gives you different sizes, but since my image was small enough, it's just going to say full size, but usually there's 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. You typically always want to go for just the medium size. Okay, it's going to make a nice little regular box on it, and it's going to look pretty. So you can go ahead and insert that into your post, and voila, there it's going to be. So I'm just going to put, what is it, Mamba Grill? Mambo Grill gets 5 stars in my book. Alright, so there's my title. Next thing I'm going to do is always in the top of your post, you want to re-put your keyword again. Okay, because you need that keyword or keyword phrase to show up at least, I think it's 3% is what the experts say in the actual article that you're writing. Okay, so there's one. Again, see how everything's matching up? So then you could talk, you know, what kind of food do they have there? Okay, great Mexican food, great location and atmosphere?
Yep.
With a great location and excellent atmosphere, and then just, you know, whatever, blah 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 blah. And then as you get down here, then you're gonna say, you know, this is why Mambo Grill. So you can say it again, right? And then if you wanted to, you can add some more stuff. But you need to, again, the importance of this is write your small little paragraph, usually about 300 to 500 words, and you want to have this keyword in there about 3% of the time. Okay, so about 3 to 5 times is how much you want it to appear. Everything good so far? Not too hard?
No.
Okay, this part's the easy part. So if you get stuck, just let me know. Okay, you don't have to worry about this. Usually you just want everything set to default layout. Unless you want to change it, you can. Okay, this is where I was talking about where it's going to give you an analysis. So snippet preview, this is what people are going to see when they Google it, or when they look for something on Mambo, they're going to find this in the Google search results. So right now, this is all they see is this with that. So number 1, focus keyword is going to be Mambo gets 5 stars in my book. Right? It's going to be there again as well. Right? So you can instantly see article heading yes, page title yes, page URL it says no, so that needs to be changed. Page content yes, meta description no. Meta description is right here. So meta description, Mambo Stores gets 5 stars in my book. Check out my latest review on this awesome restaurant and tell me what you think. Right, or whatever you want to write. So that's what they're going to be able to see when they search for it or they find this in Google. Okay, make sense? Again, this can be used for anything, not just a restaurant. This could be your listing, right? So if it's your listing, what can you do? You can put some call to action in there, right? So if they Google it, contact listing agent direct with this website. Pretty easy way because everyone wants to work with the listing agent, right? There's your call to action. You can start using Google directly to start giving you leads. Okay. So again, everything that you'll need to do is right here. Page URL, it says no. So you'll have to come back up here, just double check it, and it is in there, so you don't have to worry about it. This is what it's missing. Sorry about that. You're going to take out the exclamation point, and then it automatically should be in there. Okay, that needs to update, but it'll be in there now. Okay, so you're going to have all 5 of these in the green zone. That means you're ready to get this thing rocking and rolling and posting it. Now on the right hand side, you're going to have categories. So where would you put this? Well, if it was me, I'd probably put it underneath home buyer. I'd probably put it in underneath my home seller as well. And I might just make up another one up for Downey or whatever area I'm looking for or I'm targeting and put it in there underneath restaurants, right? Categorize it a few different ways. Then tags. Tags are used by your users. They're on your website. So underneath a blog post, it could say restaurants, downtown Downey, or whatever it is, right? Mexican food. Exactly. So they can find these different things, and they can say, hey, this place, we've been here before, but it was a really good review. Let's check out and see what other Mexican restaurants they've checked out in Downey, and let's see what they got to say about them. Boom. Now they're going there. Again, this can be used for everything, not just restaurants. Okay. So be creative. And then post visibility, this is where I said that where you could hide it. Typically with posts like this, you don't want to hide them, so you're going to leave it alone. Okay?
So the tags are kind of like the hashtags on Twitter.
Basically. Yep. Yeah, so tags are just like hashtags, just on your WordPress site. Good with this? Not too confusing? All right, I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing on a page. It's going to take me about 10 seconds. So this is for a post, right? Now for a page, you'll click on Pages, Add New. I'll leave the page, save that as a draft. And look at that, it's the exact same thing. So you're going to do the exact same steps that you just did for the post and do it for your page. Okay, again, your pages are the pages that are going to stay there. They're never going to change. Okay, so a button on top of your website, I'll show you what mine kind of look like. I only have two. Okay, I have a home and a contact us. All these are categories right here.
So the home and the contact just
Doesn't change. It's always there. It's always there. It's never going to change. Too confusing? Don't lie.
When we get back to the office and do it, then
Yeah.
But the good thing is
confused us.
it's all recorded, and I'm going to give you a video on how to install WordPress. Okay, so as soon as you get back in the office, you'll be able to have that. Okay, you'll be able to instantly install WordPress. It's probably going to take a day for them to be able to get everything on your server, but after that, then probably tomorrow you should be able to start working on this. Okay, first things that you're going to want to do is probably install your theme, because that's going to give you this look. Okay, and that's probably the number one thing is you want from the very beginning is you want it to look pretty. Because I know I wanted everything to look pretty. Okay.
So if you have like your picture, like a certain thing, how like you have your logo there, but let's just say you have a whatever you want to put,
just your picture. Yeah, you can put it in there
with your logo or whatever you're marketing, and you want your whole background to be that.
I wouldn't recommend your whole background to be that.
Like just say your picture's on the top, but then everything else is solid. Like, you know how you have, like, the blue...
Okay, so you have a color behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have your print guy. You're going to want whatever background color you have, you're going to want him to copy that color and match it.
Okay.
Whatever background you have, he's going to just overlay that. That's what I had to do with mine. So I probably need to put Villaescusa in white because it doesn't look good in black on my website. Again, my site's always going to be under construction. It's never going to be done. It's always going to need constant renovation. But there's always little things like that you'll be able to do. And this, I didn't make it myself. I had my guy, paid him $200 and to make my logo, yeah. They did, honestly, I think they did like 20 complete new logos. It wasn't revisions. It was new logos. Here's 4 logos. I don't like them. Here's 4 logos. I don't like them. Then they got a few that looked, okay, I like that design. Now let's focus from the symbol. Let's start doing the wording now. So I went through about another 10 or 15 of those. Yeah, because I wanted everything. To me, I wanted it to look like perfect. So I wanted something that would work more for the luxury market, and that's why I'm trying to stick with I'm probably going to get rid of this gold. I don't want that. I want it to be. I want my logo and my symbol. There's 2 people that came in mind that I like: Calvin Klein and Mac. Those are my top 2 things. And you can, if you look at most of the logos that are out there right now, they're all going for that kind of Apple look. Real soft, mellow, clean, and simple. And the main reason why I wanted a logo is if I take the wording off, this is still going to be iconic for me. It's not just going to be a picture of a house with a circle around it. This is my silhouette in there with my wife. Exactly. It can go anywhere and it's going to look good. So you guys learn a lot? This is all I'm going to cover today. I don't want to go into too much detail.
So first thing we need to do is set up everything today.
Set up everything today.
Start practicing.
I'm sorry?
Start practicing.
Start practicing. This will get really easy. I know it sounds like rocket science. Listen, when I got into this business, my dad said, hey, this is what you have to do. I didn't go to school to be a internet designer or web designer or anything like that. I learned all this stuff from going on YouTube and looking at other people do it. And it's taken me months, or it took me about 9 months to get my website from garbage to massively producing leads. I mean, back then I was doing 300-400 leads a month from Craigslist to my website. It was that simple. It was on fire, like 2009 market. Okay, so I know what it is, and I'm giving you everything like condensed and packaged product.
When we meet today, the first thing we need to do is go to hostgator.com.
Yep.
And then you will need to be there so we can start.
Yep. If you wanted to, you can even call them. You have to buy it online. They don't, for some reason, they don't take orders over the phone. You could buy it online, immediately call them right afterwards and say, I want you to walk me through on how to install WordPress on my site. And it's real simple.
And they can do that.
They'll do it.
They don't work, GoDaddy.
I did it because I couldn't find the icon of where I needed to do it. Because on GoDaddy, it was a little bit simpler, right? You've seen the big WordPress icon. On theirs, it's on their manager. It's called like extensions or platforms or something like that. It's not labeled like WordPress. Click here. So I had to call them, and it only took me 2 minutes to do it.
What is the different?